Hi, I'm Greg with Fizzics Group, here with Justin, head brewer at Works Brewing Eats in Smyrna, Delaware. Justin, thanks for having us.
Oh, anytime.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
So tell us about what we're drinking here.
All right, so this here is Trowel Ipa. Because of the whole theme with Brickworks, you know, we thought it'd be fun, like drop trowel, but the brick tool trowel. So
Good wordplay there.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's delicious. How did you get into brewing?
Around the time I was 21, I actually started working at a liquor store, and at the time I didn't drink alcohol at all. So it's just like I started working there. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, she was going to college and was like, you know, I think you would like craft beer. You're just starting to like get more experimental on what you eat. So why don't you try some of the craft beer? I mean, Dogfish Head, they're local. Try them. So I started with Dogfish Head, and from there I was like, all right, let's keep going. And then I tried some beer, and then there was one stout I tried that was brewed with vanilla beans, and just once I saw that, I was also found out at the same time I was drinking that you could brew beer at home, and I was like, wait, you're telling me I can make my own vanilla bean stout? I'm gonna do this. And that's kind of what kickstarted me into trying craft beer and brewing at home.
So give us a little history about Brickworks. You know, when did you get started? Some of the little background information.
Well, Brickworks actually started as Abbott's Grill, a restaurant that is in Milford, Delaware. Also has a location in Laurel. Their owner, Kevin Reading, met Eric Williams and Ryan Maloney of Mississippi River Brewing Company. They came together and Kevin approached and was like, can you guys brew me an IPA for my restaurants? And they brewed it. It was called Abbott's IPA. And that started a friendship and a connection that they had between the three of them. The owner of this building came to them saying, hey, I have a building open. I would like you guys to put a brew pub in it. And they said, yes, we will do that. So they came to me through the building process and was like, Justin, we'd like you to be our head brewer at this location. And I said, yes, I would love that. And from there we opened in mid-June. I believe it was the 14th of June we opened. And just from there I've been churning out great food and great beer in the town of Smyrna.
Yeah, you got a beautiful brew house here. You got a nice gig going.
Yeah.
Very nice. So what would you say is Brickworks' approach to craft beer? Or how do you come at it?
Trying to appeal to our customer base that we've been seeing, as well as trying to surprise them and get them to get out of their comfort zone a little bit. Try something new.
Cool. Well, on that note, what kind of upcoming projects can you tell us about?
I got a black IPA in the works, something on the same yeast strain as Drop Trowel. Still trying to figure out the hops I'm working with, but I'm hoping to do Citra and Pacific Gem.
Nice.
And I think that would be a fun combination.
So, do you remember the first beer you ever had on draft?
I wish I could remember the first beer I had on draft. I can tell you the first beer I had in a bottle, though.
Sure.
Yeah. That was a Tweezenale from Dogfish. That was the first bottle I had.
So what have you noticed as being the major difference between a beer dispensed through the Fizzics draft beer system and a traditional hand pour from a can or bottle?
The biggest upside I've seen has been the consistency and head retention. Just knowing that it's even uniform bubbles and just like knowing you're getting a good head retention without overfilling it. Not to mention you can get a good pour before you add the head retention, not where you're pouring the bottle and you're trying to get that balance of your pour and head retention. It's a good pour without actually bringing in anything, and then you can dial it back and then it'll just do the head retention for you. And I thought that was a great concept.
Yeah. So last question for you. If you could have a beer with anyone, living or dead, who would it be?
Probably for me, it harkens back to a little bit of what I was doing before this. I was really into exploitation films and like 50s to 70s cinema. At the same time I started getting into craft beer, and one of the directors, Russ Meyer, if I could sit down and have a beer with him and talk to him, I'm pretty sure he'd have some interesting stories.
Oh, I bet. Well, cool, man. Thanks for having us here again. Cheers.
Oh, no problem. Cheers.